What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And Fabrizio Romano and a Spanish outlet are both reporting that Liverpool are in a very strong position to sign Renato Sanches, and the fee could be 40 million euros. So in this video we will take a detailed look at the report and what the news outlets are saying, and also how Renato Sanches could fit into the Liverpool playing style. So if you enjoy these transfer news updates, leave a like and subscribe if you are new around here. A huge thank you goes to OneFootball for sponsoring this video. They are running a fantastic prediction giveaway for you guys. All you need to do is download the OneFootball app if you haven't already. It's completely free, and predict 5 of the first Premier League fixtures in game week 1, and you can win a kit of your favorite football team, a pre-order copy of FIFA 22, and also a OneFootball t-shirt. So I think this is an amazing prize for a lucky winner, and all you need to do is go to the link in the video's description. One of you guys will win this great prize. And there is more. If one user submits his entry, he will be redirected to another landing page where he will also be able to predict the fixtures of the Serie A, the Bundesliga, La Liga and League One. And users who participate in this global giveaway will be in with a chance to win a pair of match tickets, which is absolutely amazing, and this is separate to the local giveaway Ponder prize. So if you are lucky enough and if you predict loads of fixtures on game week 1 in major free European leagues, you could win FIFA 22, a home kit of your favorite football team, a OneFootball shirt and 2 match tickets to a great game. And I think this is a fantastic giveaway, so make sure to take part. Fabrizio Romano claimed that Liverpool and Barcelona are both interested in signing Renato Sanches, but Barcelona have huge financial difficulty. They just lost Lionel Messi to Paris Saint-Germain. What do you think about Messi being officially unveiled as a new Paris Saint-Germain player? It still feels surreal, but you can understand because Barcelona were in no financial position to extend Messi's contract because of overspending on players like Dembele and Coutinho and Griezmann, and giving them huge contracts, huge wages, and ultimately it led to their downfall. And what a bullet Wijnaldum dodged, by the way, going to Paris Saint-Germain instead of Barcelona, who are falling apart. And Romano is reporting that Liverpool are very interested in Renato Sanches. His price tag is 40 million euros, and for Liverpool it's important to sell some first team players, to sign new players. One of those players could be Xherdan Shaqiri, who was not involved in Liverpool's 2 pre-season friendlies a few days ago. So I think it's very safe to say that Shaqiri is in talks with another club to leave Liverpool. And Mundo Deportivo, a Spanish news outlet, is reporting that even though Ronald Koeman, the Barcelona manager, wants a physical midfielder like Renato Sanches, the latest information from France indicates that signing him for Barcelona is pretty much impossible because of Barcelona's financial situation. And in this scenario, the most likely destination for Renato Sanches would be Liverpool, according to the newspaper, and Lille hopes to earn around 40 million euros, which is around 35 million pounds for the Portuguese footballer. So that is very encouraging news, because I think Renato Sanches is exactly the type of player that Liverpool needs. He is 23 years old, he can run for days, he's a midfield dynamo, midfield powerhouse, similarly to Wijnaldum. And also because of financial difficulties in France, because Lille and many other French clubs not only lost a lot of money because of the pandemic, they lost a very valuable TV deal in France, which collapsed in the middle of last season, so they had to renew it for less money. And basically that means that a lot of French clubs, not Paris Saint-Germain, but a lot of other French clubs, have to sell some of their major stars, or they can't keep them. In the case of Memphis Depay, for example, they couldn't give him a new contract. He went to Barcelona in the end. And also Barcelona being the main rival for Renato Sanches for Liverpool is very good news, because Barcelona are also in huge financial difficulty. They still need to somehow find 140 million euros to clear out of their depth, so they can register the new players. Agüero, Depay, Gary Garcia, they are still not registered as Barcelona players officially. So, and the La Liga starts next weekend, just like the Premier League. So they have huge problems as well. And then Renato Sanches is exactly the versatile midfielder that Liverpool need. He can play in defensive roles, in attacking roles, in central midfield roles, in wide midfield roles, and his attributes include physical strength, passing ability, and being composed in possession. And he has been likened to former Dutch midfielder Edgar Davids, who is now retired, but he was one of my favorite players as well. And what is also very important is that Renato Sanches has already played for quite a few big clubs. He played for Benfica in Portugal, was one of the biggest clubs in Portugal. He played for Bayern Munich, three seasons I think for Bayern Munich, which was a very valuable experience. Two full seasons with Bayern, and one season where he was sold to Lille at the beginning of the season. So playing for Bayern in the Bundesliga, Renato Sanches knows what the demands are at a huge club. That didn't really work out. He was still a very young player, pretty much a teenager at that time, and he was also loaned out to Swansea City for a brief spell in the Premier League, and that also wasn't the best spell for him because he was still a young player, and Swansea at the time wasn't really a dominant team in the Premier League, so Renato Sanches struggled quite a bit. But I don't think we should judge him on just that, because look at Mo Salah. He struggled at Chelsea, he went to Serie A, he established himself, he came back into the Premier League, and he is now one of the best players in the world, not just in the Premier League. I'm not saying Renato Sanches will become as world class as Salah, but we should give him a chance. We should give him time to establish himself, and I think at Lille he already has established himself. He played almost 60 games, 59 games in the past 2 seasons, which is pretty good. And he also had a pretty good Euros tournament where he played for Portugal, and also he won the Euros with Portugal 5 years ago. He won the Bundesliga twice with Bayern Munich, he won the Portuguese League with Benfica, he won the German Cup, he won the Portuguese Cup, as well as the French League title. I think is the biggest achievement, because basically Paris Saint-Germain were in a one-horse title race for the French League title with the amount of money that they spent, and they had Icardi, Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria, and they came second in a one-horse title race, which still absolutely blows my mind how they could lose the league title to Lille. So that's one of the reasons why I think Renato Sanches could be a brilliant signing, is to be a main midfielder for Lille and to win the French league title ahead of Paris Saint-Germain is a huge achievement. Now Paris Saint-Germain are just playing like FIFA career mode, it looks like. This is the most insane transfer window since probably the 2009-2010 transfer window of Real Madrid, where they signed players like Cristiano Ronaldo, Xabi Alonso, Benzema, Kaká, and other players like that. But this transfer window by Paris Saint-Germain it takes some beating. I mean, signing Donnarumma, Wijnaldum, Sergio Ramos and Messi on a free transfer, 4 ridiculously good players, world-class players, all of them, to sign on a free transfer. It just absolutely blows my mind, and this Bosman rule, it benefits sometimes clubs who can pay insane wages, because I mean Messi's signing on fee alone is 25 million euros, I read today, which is absolutely crazy, that he's getting an annual salary of 25 million or 30 million euros, and on top of that he is getting a fee, an upfront fee of 25 million euros by Paris Saint-Germain. But this is what happens when you are owned, when your club Paris Saint-Germain is owned by a whole country, by a monarchy. They are sitting on oil fields, and then right now Paris Saint-Germain and Man City are just 2 clubs who are, you could say, ruining football with the amount of money that they are spending. And I mean, we are still in the pandemic. I don't think it's completely over yet. And the fact that Paris Saint-Germain can sign 6 or 7 players on ridiculous wages. I mean, they paid 70 million for Hakimi, a right back. That just shows you all you need to know But let's focus on Liverpool here as well. I just wanted to highlight my opinion on this. I think it's absolutely crazy. And Alan Hutton has suggested that Liverpool have to secure a replacement for Wijnaldum. He said it's a key position, a midfielder for Liverpool. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp will be looking at targets to bring in this month, and he will want to sign the right person who fits their style of football. Maybe that's why it's taking a little bit longer than he would like. And I think Renato Sanches is exactly the caliber of player that Liverpool need to sign in order to have enough or even more legs in midfield. And Alan Hunter also said that these are the players that you miss, like Wijnaldum, and you don't realize you miss them until they are not there. Wijnaldum fits that bill. He's the captain of Netherlands. He does the same job for them. He pops up with important goals. He works hard. He's a technically gifted player. He allows other players to go and flourish and do their things, whether it be the front three or attacking fullbacks, or when he covers back in and closes down space. Wijnaldum does all that stuff that a lot of people maybe don't notice. But trust me, when that player's gone, you will notice he's not there. And that's why it's very important for Liverpool to sign a younger version of Wijnaldum. And I think Renato Sanches is pretty similar in their skill set, and he is also 7 years younger than Wijnaldum, which I think is huge. Renato Sanches could sign a 5-year deal worth, like 35 million transfer fee, and then we could amortize that transfer fee throughout his contract, and also if we decide to extend his contract and maybe sell him in like 4 years or 5 years, we could more than recoup the money that we got for him. We paid for him, sorry. So I think Renato Sanches would make a lot of sense, and Lille and other French clubs are in a very bad financial position right now, except Paris Saint-Germain, as we already said. So I think it's not inconceivable that Liverpool, if we bid 35 million pounds, we could secure the signature of Renato Sanches. And Danny Murphy also said there is still a chance Liverpool will make one big signing. I think so, an attacking one. In the attacking third, I personally wouldn't sign anybody if I was Jurgen Klopp, unless I thought they could go into the Liverpool starting 11. If you can get one that can play instead of Firmino or instead of Mane, then sign him. But there aren't many players like that available for a transfer. And maybe the fact that Liverpool are waiting so long in the transfer window to make a signing, a midfielder or an attacker signing, maybe because we want to move on all the players that Liverpool are looking to sell. So for example, Shaqiri has specifically asked Liverpool to let him go because he wants to play regularly at another team, he wants another challenge. And also, if there is a good offer for Divock Origi, we will accept that as well, but we are probably looking for 12-13 million for Shaqiri and about 15 to 20 million for Origi. So if no club bids that amount for either player, Liverpool could be potentially in a difficult situation, because right now I think Liverpool are still waiting to move on a couple of players. Loris Karius, for example, is still on the books at Liverpool. He has been training with Liverpool. No club has come in and bid for him so far, and it's difficult to move on these kind of players when the valuation that Liverpool put on them is not met. So I will follow very closely what Liverpool does in this transfer window, and I think you can expect some movement on the Renato Sanches front this week and early next week. Frank Lampard also backed Liverpool to challenge Manchester City for the Premier League title. He said Liverpool will be in and around the title race, and you can't discount Manchester United. They have brought in really impressive signings as well. They missed huge players, Liverpool, through injury for a big part of last season, and the year before they were one of the best teams we have seen in the Premier League. And Lampard knows it, because Liverpool were the ones who beat Chelsea to seal the Premier League title, and when he was still Chelsea manager. So Frank Lampard probably knows more than most how brilliant Liverpool were that season. And I fully expect Liverpool to mount a title challenge. I think whether Liverpool win the title or not will rest on, of course, what other teams do still in the transfer window, and also injuries. If Liverpool get key injuries again to key players, then it will be very difficult, because we don't have the squad of Manchester City. But it's the same for other teams as well. If Manchester United get key injuries in their defense, or Chelsea, then they could fall back in the title race as well. Just like Man City, if they get key injuries to De Bruyne, to Ruben Dias, to John Stones, who just signed a new 5-year contract, then it will be difficult for Man City as well. Also, very important that Neco Williams was linked with a move away from Liverpool at the start of the transfer window. Now, reported by The Athletic, it looks like Liverpool will keep Neco Williams in and around the squad for this upcoming campaign, because it's very important to have a backup right back in case anything happens with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Stoke City were credited with an interest in Neco Williams, but Liverpool probably asked a little bit too much for Neco Williams. I think we wanted 10 to 15 million pounds, and Stoke City in the Championship probably wasn't ready to pay that. It's a little bit surprising that Neco Williams is still being considered within the club squad. He's still not at the level that is required at the top end of the Premier League. He's probably not at the level that is required to play regularly in a title challenging team. Williams has sometimes struggled to adapt to the highest level. He's just 20 years old, so I think we should give him time. We should give him time to develop his game, to bulk up a little bit in the gym, and to get more experience under his belt. And having a, Trent Alexander-Arnold ahead of you, it's one of the greatest right backs to learn from. So I think it will be very beneficial if Williams stays in the Liverpool squad. Also, Harvey Elliott, Noah Whelan said that he has been like a new signing for Liverpool in pre-season. Talk about players you want to have at your club. He's one of them. He's a young, brilliant player, good human being, a player who loves his football, and he's showing great maturity at a young age. You are always representing your club, and you can see with the way he plays and acts that he understands what it means to be a Liverpool player. He's loving his life right now and fighting hard to be a part of the first team after a great spell on loan at Blackburn. Elliott is exactly the sort of player you need in and around the club, and he's one of the players that I'm the most excited about. He got a combined 18 goals and assists last season for Blackburn as one of the youngest players in the Championship at just 17 years old. So I can't wait to see him in action in the Premier League, and I can't wait to see what he does in the Premier League. So bring on the new season. It's going to be very, very exciting. And let me know what you think about the topics that we discussed in today's video. And thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.